Welcome back, you guys. It is Fit Greek here. Welcome to YouTube. Hey, before you leave, don't leave. Subscribe and ring the little bell so that you get all the notifications of when I do some crazy stuff or talk about crazy drama or update you about fitness stuff. Also, why don't you just follow me down here, which is Instagram, FitGreek87. And today, by the way, my eye is healing quite nicely, y'all. But what I want to talk to you about today's video is how to maintain. So, without further ado, let's just jump into this. This shouldn't take very long. First thing you're gonna want is an old school journal. You're gonna want to write down everything you're eating, such as servings and calories. So, once you do that, you can either do it in your journal or then do it in your fitness app. I always say, like my Fitness Pal, that always works. So those always do help just because they do have like a barcode. And I feel like they are a little bit more quick than always sometimes writing stuff down. Just depends if you have a methodical way to do it in the journal. But I also feel like even when I'm doing bikini prep, that writing it down is a little bit better than on my daily basis if I am using the app. Also, I do that because during bikini prep, stuff is constantly fluctuating, so I'll set up everything how I want it to start off, and then if it starts to change, then I redo the numbers mathematically. As far as the app, that is usually my maintaining caloric intake, because then you have to just redo all that, your activity level and this and that. But without that, you won't know where you're starting at. So take a good week and write down everything you're putting in your mouth because it does count. Once you do that, you're like, okay, I have my starting number. What do I do? Okay, well, if you're functioning properly, sexually, mentally, physically, then that's a good number for you. If you feel like you can still maybe take 100 calories off, maybe 50 to 100, maybe even 200 calories by breaking it down by 50 calories, then that's also another thing you can do until you start to feel a little tired, mentally drained. Then that's where you want to bring the calories back up. During bikini prep, I do use macros, but also in the long run, it's calories in, calories out. So if you're a person about macros, by all means, how to do that is once you get your final number of your maintenance goal, because we have 100%, you'll want to break up that 100% in 3 ways: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. When you do that, you'll want to take your caloric intake number, multiply that nutritional value you want. During bikini prep, it was going to be 20 grams of fat, 30, then 50. Well, not grams, but 20%, 30%, and then 50% of my intake was going to be protein. So my caloric intake was 1510, and I wanted fats to be a little lower. And so I was actually utilizing it at 20%. So 20% times your overall value would give you your 302 calories. And if you wanted to break that down into grams, you would just divide that 9 into where you would get your answer to 33.5 grams. So it's either 302 calories or 33.5 grams. However you want to measure it, it's still a calorie. You're still intaking this fat. Like I said, but when it comes down to scaling out food, it's easier to use grams. And then at 10% plus or minus, like if you have rest days, heavier days, light days. With that being said, so as you saw for my grams, that was 189 grams of protein. Because I am coming down in calories, you want to maintain bringing up that protein so that you can sustain what muscle, because you don't want your body to go into catabolic where it's breaking it down and you're losing everything that you gain. So it is a good rule of thumb to most likely go 0.5 to 1.01 gram of protein per body weight. So anything more than that, your body can't absorb. So that is why it's very imperative to at least break that up into like 4 to 6 meals a day. So usually I'll always keep my protein at that level. But then what's great is that you can always play with the fats and the carbohydrates. Say if you had more, if you're gonna have a leg day, maybe you'll increase your carbohydrates by 40% and bring down your fat by 10. So that still all totals up to 100%. But anyways, you guys, so that is pretty much how to MainGain. You gotta track your food to get an idea of where you stand. Secondly, if you want, you can bring down the caloric in intervals of 50 calories. I would not go more than 200 because by then you're shredding down and you don't want to lose all those gains if you are doing that, because it is harder to recover if you don't have the fat on your body, because that is hormones that all regulates everything. But yeah, it's harder to recover, best believe. So and it's also harder because you might cause possibly an injury too, because you can't recover the next day. So I always recommend when you're MainGaining to keep that protein nice and high, at least 0.5 grams to 1 gram per body weight. Play with your carbohydrates and also your fats. I know this was a numbers talk, and I know, you know, it wasn't anything dramatic, but yeah. So anyways, that's kind of how I roll. That's what I do. But between bikini prep and then off season, I'm probably floating around 1,800 to 1,900 calories. But I feel lately I've been bringing that down. I've been slowly recovering. So, but if anything, I've always made sure to have that protein, because that is what your connective tissues, your tendons, your muscles, your everything functions off of. And that is all for you guys today. MainGain, be happy, eat right, and I'll see y'all soon. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me here and ring that little bell. So I'll see y'all pretty faces next time. Bye.